Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Welcome back to 5-Minute Mechs. Today we're taking a look at the Mongoose. The Mongoose is a light mech introduced in 2660 that would see no less than 10 variants from the base model, as well as a successor design since its introduction. Today we'll take a look at the mech as well as a number of the variants. As mentioned, the MON-66 Mongoose was introduced as a deep penetration recon mech for the Starleague Defense Force. It was built on an endosteel chassis with a massive, for its size, 200 rated fusion engine, allowing it to reach speeds of almost 130 km per hour on open ground. It carries 3 medium lasers, a small laser, and most importantly, a Beagle active probe. The Beagle active probe quickly made the Mongoose popular with Starleague light lance commanders, as the probe, combined with its advanced battle computer, made it indispensable as it allowed commanders to locate enemies and predict their tactics. The Royal Divisions of the Starleague Defense Force would of course take notice of the Mongoose, and in 2740 would commission their own version, the 66B model. This model would replace the standard engine with an extra light model, along with replacing the heat sinks with double versions, while retaining the armor profile and most of the weapons payload of the 66. Biggest change to its payload with the saved weight was the removal of the center torso medium laser in favor of a center torso mounted extended range large laser. This not only increased the reach of the Mongoose by more than double the effective range of the base model, but also increased its raw damage output as well, although it did reduce its survivability while significantly increasing its cost. Let's take a look at some of the variants of the Mongoose that we see through its service life. Much of what makes the Mongoose, a Mongoose, is the weight savings of the endosteel structure and the advanced Beagle active probe. While some variants, like the 6.7, compensated for the lack of endosteel by rebuilding it with standard materials during the succession wars and removing the probe, a variant that sticks with me is the 7.0 variant. This variant of the Mongoose turns the mech from a high-tech scout into a brutal raider. It began showing up in 2819 and replaced the Beagle probe with a pair of arm-mounted flamers. It only existed during the early succession wars, as it was a modification of the existing 6.6 models as a retrofit to accommodate for the dwindling supply of Beagle active probes. Any 7.0 models which did survive the early succession wars would eventually find themselves downgraded to the 6.7. And many Royal models which survived into the late succession wars would be downgraded to the slower 6.8 model with a standard engine and a center torso large laser as its only weapon. While the Mongoose would languish with more and more extreme downgrades in the inner sphere, the clans, specifically Clan Mongoose, would introduce the Mongoose C in 2833 and the C2 in 2860. The clan rebuild of the Royal variant, which is that first C version, used all clan technology, replacing the standard lasers with new clan extended range models, and adds 2 double heat sinks. The second clan refit would remove those 2 heat sinks in favor of a new targeting computer system. At least it was new at the time. While this added some heat management issues to the machine, it did make the Mongoose deadly accurate. Both of the clan refits would serve Clan Mongoose until their absorption by Clan Smoke Jaguar. The C2 would see its extinction from this, and the C would serve Clan Ghost Bear, Falcon, Jade Falcon, I guess, and Ice Helion before eventually becoming lost to history. The Mongoose would see a small revival in the 3070s with the 7.6 model in 3077, which gave new life and a new role to the mech with enhanced speed and firepower. This is accomplished through the use of an extra light engine, which allows for the use of medium pulse lasers and replaces the Beagle active probe with a Guardian ECM suite to allow it to disrupt C3 and improved C3 networks, as well as mask for increased speed. The 8.6 model debuted a year later and focuses on speed with a larger extralight engine, pushing it to just over 150 kilometers per hour. It carries a light PPC in the center torso and fills essentially the same role as the 6.6 with its Beagle active probe. Though rare, the Mongoose is a spectacular reconnaissance machine that has, on occasion, filled other roles due to either necessity, as seen with the 7.0, or by design in the 8.6. The Mongoose still fills a niche on the modern battlefield and is still seeing upgrades, like the 9.6, which is built around a Beagle active probe and isn't likely to disappear from service in the inner sphere anytime soon. Thank you to my patrons. At Captain, we have Sarah. Lieutenants, we have Boy in a Box and Nasty Taurus. Sergeants, BZ Archer, Steven, Faz, Housemaster Poding, and Country Fried Minis. And our cadets, Scott, Jamie, NB Kaiju, Domini, and Brother Carr. I also want to thank my channel members, Miss J. Speechly, Anonymous Only Agent, and Greg Swars. And finally, Unicorn Company's sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. Check them out. They're a huge supporter of the community and the best place to get all your Battletech needs taken care of. If you want to support Unicorn Company, you can become a channel member here on YouTube or a patron at patreon.com/unicorncompany. Links to my sponsors, also Country Fried Minis and Scott's Game Room, will be in the description. Thank you all, and stay safe out there, Mech Warriors. This is Carrie, signing off.